future scientists! So today we're going to be learning about two more types of models, and I just wanted to review the two that we went over yesterday. So the one that we learned about is a mental model. Remember, it's a picture that you create in your brain. And a two-dimensional model has length and width. So that's kind of just like a flat piece of paper. It's completely flat. It has no height. Okay, so it can be a map, it can be a drawing, right? It's those things. Now, today, I want to do a guess the model that I'm talking about from yesterday. All right, so do you think it's a mental model or a 2D model? I'm picturing what the sun looks like and how all the planets circle around the sun and how the moons orbit the planets. All right, so if you guessed a mental model, you are correct. It's something that I'm picturing in my brain. All right, how about this one? Welcome back to Valley Elementary News on Channel 4. And behind me on this flat screen, you can see a map of the Bensalem area. Oh my goodness. A hurricane's coming. Oh, never mind. It's just a smudge on my screen. All right, so boys and girls, what type of model is this? Yeah, it's a 2D model. It doesn't have height. It is completely flat, like if you're looking at a map, sure. When I think of 2D, I think of like pencil and paper, okay? It doesn't have any height going up. Here are our two new models that we're learning about today. Our first one is called three-dimensional model, and it's also called a 3D model, like the kind if you go to a movie theater and you put on the red and blue sunglasses and it makes the images pop out at you. That's because it adds another dimension, height. And when we say dimension, that just means another way of measuring it. So when we say two-dimensional, we have two ways of measuring it, length and width. But three-dimensional, we add in height. Make sense? So a 3D model that might be in our classroom is a globe. Okay, we can spin it around, we can look at all the different countries. It's right in front of us. It's not on a flat piece of paper like a two-dimensional model or in our brains like a mental. Here is DNA that someone made, and here is the inside of the Earth. So it shows the different layers of the core. Pretty cool, huh? So when you think of three-dimensional, think about something that you can actually hold, if that helps you remember it. And lastly, computer model. Don't you love when vocabulary words have like the definition inside its name already? So a computer model is a computer program that models an event or object. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you a real computer model that shows our solar system. So instead of me just showing you a boring video or showing you a poster or two-dimensional map, we're going to actually explore the solar system, which is something really cool that computer models do. All right, let's take a look. All right, so boys and girls, this is a computer model simulation. And remember, a computer model is a computer program that models an event or objects. So you can take a look and it can actually make you feel like you're actually there. So you're going to get a chance to explore this computer model of our solar system. Just be aware it does take a while to load, so you have to be patient. So we can click anywhere on the screen to draw the model. So what do you think this can show us by using a computer model compared to a 3D or a two-dimensional? Why is this really better for us to see? And we can see how things actually rotate. I can click on planets and learn more about them, so I can explore Earth. Okay, I can go to the encyclopedia, I can learn about its structure, its core, really awesome. So it kind of looks like a 3D model, but it's from a computer screen, right? So it's super interactive. All right, open up to page 50 in your textbook now. Now, I want to talk to you about how models can actually save lives. Crazy, right? So think about it. If you're at the doctor and they're explaining something about a part of your body, they might actually take out a 3D model to show you the different parts of that organ. Or if you go to the hospital, they might take an MRI or a CAT scan or like a picture of your body. And that could be like a 2D model that helps diagnose you or save you. And in our page on page 50, we're talking about how weather models can actually save lives. So I want to read this together down here. So it says, in the heading, it says data from space. So read along in the textbook with me. Satellites circle the Earth 24 hours each day. Whoa, they're watching us at all times. Ah, smile. Images and other weather data are beamed back to Earth. It is called real-time data because scientists see pictures almost as soon as they're taken. So imagine right now a satellite in the sky, in our orbiting, right? Taking a photo of what the Earth looks like, right? And that data can be given to scientists to predict weather or extreme weather coming our way. So this image here just keeps talking about how the colors aren't actually real, and this is actually a border line just to show you where Florida is, but it wouldn't actually look like that from a satellite image. But the colors can show us wind speeds, height of clouds, and some other factors too, so that's why it looks like that. All right, using models. Meteorologists use satellite data to make computer models of weather. They model hurricanes, tornadoes, and thunderstorms. The models are used to predict how and when storms will get started. So think about it, boys and girls. Imagine you learned from a weather report that a hurricane is coming in a few days. How might that save your life by knowing about that in advance? Think for a second. Right? You'd be able to escape, make a plan, board up your house, whatever you were planning on doing. So these models can really save hundreds and thousands of lives. And I want to show you an actual model of using satellite images of a hurricane that hit us, Hurricane Florence. It actually hit like the Carolinas, more in Florida, but it actually hit in 2018, Hurricane Florence. So I want to show you what that looks like and how scientists might use it to help them. So scientists, I'm going to show you a hurricane from satellite point of view that were taken real photos so scientists can make models of it later on and warn the people that they're coming. So I just want to show you some of the satellite images. So this is called the eye of the storm. It's actually the calmest part of the storm. So if you're in the eye of the storm, there actually is like perfect, beautiful weather. And everything around it can go up to like 200-mile-an-hour winds if they're really bad. But they fluctuate depending on the level of severity. So if you take a look, you can see it's making like a cyclone, right? And you can see kind of make a prediction on where it's going. So scientists actually look at these to say where the projection is going to go. Is it going to hit Florida? Is it going to hit what coast? So you can actually see it looks like there's multiple. 1, 2, 3. This must have been hurricane season. All right, scientists, so now we're going to take a look how these meteorologists have taken those satellite images and made them into models so that the public can see the severity of the storm and warn them to save their lives.
Blasting my face, the bands of rain coming in, those outer bands of the storm that is still more than 100 miles to my east-southeast, barely moving. That thing is inching over the Grand Bahama Island right now at only 1 mile per hour.
See how they're warning people in this area you need to leave soon?
Georgia and South Carolina, because the slower it goes, the more time it has to make that fateful turn to the north.
Look, here's another type of model they made. Look, it shows the different levels. It shows the different levels. So it started at Hurricane 5, which is very dangerous. So up to 160 miles per hour wind, which is very deadly. And when it starts to hit the coast, it actually starts to lose its power because it gets all its power from the water. So when it hits land, it gets less. So this is a way to warn all these people that live close by how dangerous it actually is. So very cool how they use actual models to warn and save lives. All right, so boys and girls, what you're going to do now is you are going to be playing around with a computer model. And I want you to really get familiar with it, play around with it, and tomorrow we're going to be doing a quick Kahoot challenge game, okay? So it'll test us on different types of models, okay? So that'll prepare us for the quiz coming up.